again, I really appreciate you jumping on, man. And typically this is easy. The floor normally is yours. You can talk about what you want, and you can do it in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
And I'd say just start with where you're from. And I think in our teas, everybody sees that you're up in the Virginia area. But again, I'll let you take it on from here on. It's yours.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is absolutely tremendously a pleasure to be here with you guys, and sacrificing some time. I never, ever take for granted the opportunity to connect and meet with new people. So first and foremost, I want to thank you, Ben, for having me. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope it is my prayer that I'll say something that will resonate with someone, inspire someone, or a nugget that will stick with them from now into the rest of their career. With that being said, I run a sales team here in Newport News, Virginia. Right now, we're on par to do about 45 million. It's a team of about 9 of us right now. What else? It's kind of hard talking about yourself. I don't do too much of that, right? But with that, we have a property management division. We have a title company. We also have some Airbnbs and some investment properties, which I'll talk more about today. But we've been so fortunate just to be able to do good business. 90% of our business is by referral. And with that being said, we have fun because we get to work with people that we like and that like us. And it's not that, right? I don't know this person. There's no allegiance to me or us as an organization. So that's always a plus. I will be remiss if I stand here and say that I am the one that is successful. It is a team effort. They make me look a lot better than I should. So I thank them and I love them, down from the admin to our field services guy to everybody. It is truly a team. And there's a quote that I tell people every chance I get: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. And we really developed that mantra. As an organization right now, what I'm most proud of is we're in a season where it's all about giving back and the charitable work that we do, right? And attaching what we do to a cause. So I'm happy about that. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today is going to sound kind of crazy, right? If I had to title this with anything, it would be Get in the Way. And you'd probably be like, Charles, what are you talking about when you say get in the way, right? Most people always tell you get out of the way, get out of your own way and stuff, right? I think that's a myth, a myth. I'm going to bust it real quick. And I'm going to tell you, when they say get out of their own way, I'm going to say, no, I'm telling you to get in the way so you don't get left. So what do you mean? I define this as 2 ways. You can get in the way of doing a thing, or you can get in the way to cause disruption. And I would encourage you to always find yourself on one of those 2 ends. Either I'm getting in the way to do a task, or I'm getting in the way to cause disruption. Now I wouldn't be colorized if I didn't attach this to a bowl law. So the bowl law that I want to attach this to is how you participate in here is how you'll participate out there. So I want to give y'all some get out of the way isms, right? And then save some time for some question and answer. I truly believe a large part of my success and our team's success has been because we truly have gotten in the way. So we've gotten in the way of what? Doing social media, IG, and YouTube. We pride ourselves on not being secret agents. Everybody know what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. We have 3 pillars as an organization: to love, serve, and to care, right? Then we get in the way of our goals. For so oftentimes, I believe people write goals and just things by osmosis, things will happen. No, you have to write the goals and you got to get in the way. That means you got to do some action. You got to apply some pressure to the goals and not just write them and hope that they happen, right? It's kind of like being that archaic listing agent. Put a sign in the yard and hope somebody sells it, right? We don't do that here. Next thing, get in the way of getting a mentor. So many times I've seen people get into this business that don't seek out relationships and partnerships with people that can better them, right? If you don't have a mentor, somebody you can look at that right now, where they are is where you inspire to be, you're doing yourself a disservice. The next thing, number 4, get in the way of business. That's right, get in the way of business. Open houses is a way to get business. Making calls is a way of getting business. Farming neighborhoods is a way of getting business. Going to social networking events is a way of getting business. People always say, I don't have business. I don't know why it's not coming for me. Are you in the way of business? Sometimes you have to be in the way of momentum and let the gravity of momentum take you in your business certain places. I know that there are deals that I've gotten right now because I was in the way of business and momentum, so it couldn't pass me by. So if you're one of those agents where you spend 75% of your time behind a desk or at home, that's the reason why our business is not taking flight. I tell my team all the time, you don't want to see me in this office. If you see me in this office, it's trouble. I actually need to be out there doing business and getting motivated and changing people's lives. Number 5, get in the way of conversations. Sometimes you have to be in certain rooms, in certain areas, in certain conversations, and that's where the magic begins. I'll tell you one thing, I've learned this from one of my mentors, being on a golf course, and those conversations come up. How many of us, and everybody can attest to this, that we've been in a situation and they find out what we do, and there's always this question, so how is the market? I love getting in the way of those type of conversations. It is the absolute best time that I can put my business acumen on display, ask strategic questions, and earn the right and their trust in that moment to get their information for a future date, appointment, or a time for us to do business connect later down the road. Number 5, no more hiding. Do you know how many people and agents, I mean, this is one of my biggest pet peeves, how many agents that I see on a constant basis that I would not know that they're an agent? I may know about a previous career, man, they was the band director at their church, or they worked at a Kroger, whatever. They did whatever prior to real estate. I may even know what college they go to, but I don't know that they're a licensed real estate professional. Why? Because they're a secret agent, they're hiding. If you can see, and it's very strategic on my part, Ben, I wear this shirt everywhere I go. My wife said, man, you wear that shirt like it's Nike or Polo or something. I say, yeah, because I was wearing Nike and Polo religiously like it was my own company. Now that I got my own company, why would I not wear it? Because I want people to see the emblem, see the name, and it becomes synonymous with real estate. I don't have to do the house or put the house or the roof on everything, right? Nope, I want this, and when you see it, it becomes synonymous with real estate. So I wear my brand every single where I go, because we are so fortunate that we are walking, talking billboards for our business. And if you do business in such a way that who you are transcends who you are in business, both of them should coincide. You shouldn't be different in business as you are in person, right? So no more secret agents. So I'm taking note, Ben, of some of these names on this call, because I'm gonna look these people up and I'm gonna see what their Facebooks say and whether I can easily do 2 things, because I hate this, Ben. I hate when I go to people's pages, I can't tell that they're an agent, and it takes me forever to find your phone number. If your phone number is not in your banner or in your about you right now, you know how much money and business you've lost. I had an agent the other day, I had to look for them and I had to go on their Facebook, I had to go on Google, and I just could not find their number to save my life. What if I was the consumer? Again, you got to get in the way to cause disruption or getting the way of a task. And in this case, I'm putting my phone number up there to cause disruption. Yeah, you might have would have called Ben, but now you see Charles, you came across my page, you can find my number fast, you can find Ben. So I just created some disruption in the marketplace. That is to my benefit. Next, get in the way of opportunity. So often people do not put themselves or are not available for opportunity. There's this saying that my grandma used to always tell me, hey, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Basically what she's telling me is stay ready for an opportunity, because it may show itself up and you may not even realize it, but you're always ready and you can take that opportunity by the horn. Do you know how many people are in, I mean, let's just face it right now, even by a show of hands. How many of you, when you was in 5th grade, just said, you know what, mom and dad, one of these days when they ask you what you want to be, I'm going to be a real estate professional. I know I didn't. I'm just being honest. Now, some of y'all I know been Christians forever and you always knew that real estate was what you was destined to be. That's fine. I'm just telling you, me personally, Charles Holloway, I did not know that that was what I was going to do. However, opportunity came, I made myself available, and this was what I was purposed and destined to do in life. But it was because I was ready and I saw the opportunity present itself. And once the doors crack, I gotta go in. Next, get in the way of education. Disrupt some things. Do you know what happens when you are the professional amongst professionals and you know your craft? That disruption is unprecedented. You can literally go in every room. I wouldn't care how long they've been doing real estate. You can talk to it, you can speak to it, and people will see your business acumen on display. But you have to have that disruption of education. The difference between me and Toya right now may be what we say in a conversation where a client can see, wow, Toya knows her stuff. Or maybe Charles knows stuff. Like, he's very well educated on the market. Right now, if I ask you right now, Ben, I know that I need to ask them right now, how many houses are in your MLS right now? How many have sold? What are the projections in your market? You have to be the professional amongst professionals. The disruption is, especially, and I tell this all the time to people that are new, the disruption that you create is how much you know about the market. And that sets you apart. You don't just do real estate, you sleep, eat, and breathe real estate, to the point where you can regurgitate numbers and information that is vital to the consumer. You know why people feel uncomfortable when they got to make calls? Because they don't know this stuff. Because once you know your stuff and you've educated yourself, you will understand when I make these calls, I am making calls because I am of value to people. Right now, I have clients that may be going through, and we're going through a national or global pandemic, and people may lose their homes. But I could be the one to call and say, you know what? We can go about this a different way. I know you may be on a financial hardship, so let's go ahead and sell your house while you can make a profit and you walk away with your dignity, and we can readdress this situation 2 years from now or 3 years from now when your positions are better and buy you a new house. Versus you being the real estate professional and someone who cares, letting me go in foreclosure. Those should have been the calls we should have made last year. So if there's someone that you sold a house to and there's somebody in foreclosure under your watch, you got to own that, because you should have been proactively making those phone calls. Remember, disruption, get in the way. We had a global pandemic right now. How can you cause disruption like it did? With the knowledge, hey, what is the succession plan? What are we going to do to put you as a client in the best situation to win? Oh my goodness, Brad called me. He really cares about me. He actually called me in such a way that I didn't have to get defensive. He was calling me being a friend, who was being an advocate and being a professional and checking on my best interests. And I can be humble and I can be meek with Brad. And now I may not be going through that situation, but the truth of the matter is, Brad, someone in my life or my family is going through that situation. But when you call me with such humility, I feel comfortable calling them to tell them to call you. And you just gain business, right? What's next? Client follow-up. That's disruption. How often do we call on our clients? You got to get in the way. My clients hear from me at least once a month in some capacity. Either I'm popping by the house, I'm writing a note, I'm sending an email. One of those ways, a personal note pop by, a call, or I'm doing a client event. I am getting in the way to cause disruption, meaning I am igniting your interior activator to know that I'm your real estate professional for life, and that by no way, means whatsoever can you call anybody else. Nope, I'm yours. 30 years fixed friendship. I come with the house. I ain't going nowhere. So that's the kind of disruption, because the truth of the matter is, Ben, disruption is going to go one of two ways. Either you're going to disrupt the marketplace, or somebody's going to cause disruption in your client database. And last year, for the last 18 months, has been the best way to cause disruption because of pandemic. You think consumers are not sitting back and realizing who got in the way of this storm, who was leading the trail, who was out front, who was caring, who was leveraging, who was providing resources? Because I guarantee you, Todd, if you didn't do it, another real estate professional did. And they just took your market share. Right, Kelly? Absolutely. So then what's next? Get in the way of command. Everybody gets so frustrated about command. Be that agent in your market center that causes that disruption and takes the challenge and say, I'm going out front. I'm going to learn this thing, even with the glitches. Because if I can do this with glitches, I can do this when it's all the kinks are worked out. I told my son one day, he looked at me, he said, Dad, I want to be a basketball player. I said, okay, son, great. Here you go. Here's a wooden pole, and I put a crate, a milk crate on top of it. I said, if you can take this round ball and put it in that square hole, when I give you a real goal, you'll be able to do monuments. The conditions are never going to be perfect, but if you learn how to work in the most adverse conditions, when the conditions are on a great playing field, you'll be able to rock and roll. Martin Luther King said it best: the true test of a man is not where he stands in his moments of comfort and convenience, but is in his moments of challenge and adversity. Recording characters on display. You got to have it. Right now, real estate professionals across the nation, our character and our fortitude is on display. How are we going to show up? Get in the way. Don't get out the way, you get left. Next, get in the way of a referral network. You guys know that we have the opportunity to be able to refer business internationally if we want it, and all across 50 states. How many other agents have you gotten to know? I get excited for opportunities like this. Being able to call Tia and say, Tia, I noticed you on the call. You appealed to me. Hey, I want to call you and set up a relationship where I can send you business and you can send me business just alike. Right? And then next thing, your branding. Cause disruption with your branding. Set yourself apart. Now, if you're new, don't go reinvent the wheel. I'll tell you that right now. Use what we have in command. It's some awesome stuff. But if not, make sure you make it authentically you, right? And then I also want to say, get in the way and cause disruption in your charitable efforts. Especially if you're a mega agent like us, people begin to know that you're doing well for yourself. And they want to know that if they support you, are you doing the best good with it? Everybody with me? Get in the way of business. Don't get out of the way. How you participating here is how you participate out there. And I just want to close it out with this, being, if I will, I am a spiritual guy, so I want to give you guys, I don't mean to offend, but I want to show you the correlation. In the book of John 14:6, it said, Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the light. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you would know my Father as well. From now on, you will know him and have seen him. So, I take biblical things and try to apply them to worldly principles. And the thing that he said is, I am the way. I'm telling you now to get in the way. Jesus is saying, get in the way. And if you know me, then you would know my Father. So my question to you is, are you going to get in the way of the real estate community in your area and know and believe truly in your heart, Angel, that the way real estate goes in my market is it has to grow through me? I am all things real estate in my local market center. And once you know me, meaning social media, my personality, who I am, you will know I am the best advocate for you and your family. If anything that happens with real estate goes through me. My clients know whether I like tacos, whether I like basketball, whether I like football. Everybody knows who my team is, because people don't buy from product alone. They buy from individuals that they like. So I encourage you today, no matter what happens, get in the way. That's an internal thing. And externally, everything you want will come to pass. And I just read that from scripture. He wasn't saying I'm gonna go get high and I'm gonna go get out the way. No, I am the way. In order for you to know my Father, you got to go through me. So in order for people to have the dream and the lifestyle, business life by design, in order for you to have that, you got to get in the way. So never let people tell you get out of your own way. No, if you get out of the way, you're gonna get left. Get in the way, cause disruption in your market center. And don't let nobody tell you just because, oh man, you can't do 10 listings in a month. No, you haven't done it, but I can. That just means it hasn't been done yet. And the last thing I'll give you, Ben, is there is a poem. It's called Invictus. I encourage you guys to read it. I am the master of my fate. I control my own destiny. Each one of you have that. Read Invictus. I'm telling you, it's an amazing poem, and it would charge you up every single day. Ben, I'm over on my time. I apologize, but as you can see, I am very passionate about it. So the next time somebody tell you get out of the way, no, I'm getting in the way, Angel. Real estate runs through me.
Absolutely. Charles, brother, you can have all the time you want because you have delivered the meat. That's what I tell folks each and every week on this call. And I guess I should brand that, because you know what? We bring meat. I'm like, screw the appetizers, right? I don't eat salad here, bro. We eat the meat, and you've delivered us nothing but meat. I'm talking prime rib, y'all. Prime rib. Charles, you just delivered it, man. I cannot thank you anymore. You've blessed us and honored us. And I can tell you, man, this relationship will continue because, like I said, you were leading the way. You didn't even know that Ben Baker was looking. You didn't even know.
I did not know.
You did, man. I'll tell you, this goes back before the pandemic. And when my boy Emmerich, mentioned you, I was like, oh, damn, now I've got to pull this together. So Emmerich, I thank him. Merrill Johnson is one of my boys. I think Merrill, I know you know some Merrill, right?
Yes,
Trey,
sir.
them boys, man, they're good people. And I tell you what,
But Ben, you would have never been able to see me if I didn't get it away and
absolutely,
cause disruption, even on social.
absolutely, absolutely.
You got to remember, you got to be in the way for people to find you.
Yeah.
And you're always interviewing. You never know who's looking, who's going to get inspired.
Right.
Don't think about just your local market center. When you start to do things and think about things on a global scale, then your current market center or where you are, that's minute.
Yeah.
One of the things I do is I always look at statistics for the state, then for the region, and then my local market center. I used to always just look in the market and say, no. I want to be the best. So I look levels up because I want to be able to cause that level of disruption.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, Charles, I'm gonna re-quote you on a number of occasions. So and the one thing that I got is, you know what, be the professional among professionals. Because I'm like, boy, that's so powerful. Again, read it again. Be the professional among professionals. So again, we thank you for honoring us with your time. Trust me, everyone, chime in next week. I believe we've got a call next week. Christina, we might have to see if next week we've got a break because I think there's something coming up, but I can assure you, chime in each and every week because again, we'll bring the meat and bring the value to us. And we appreciate you honoring us with your time. And we say here at Dallas Preston Road, today is a great day to go take a listing, right? And change and impact someone's lives. So
I got to say one last thing.
Say it.
Christina, those frames are amazing. I didn't wear my glasses today, but I'm just telling you right now, those things are a head turner. They fit your face very, very well. They are amazing. So I know just by that alone and the red lipstick, the nice little combo with the branded shirt, got to get a listing today. She just has to, Ben.
Charles,
it would be a wasteless use of the frames today. You have to. You make me want to go home on lunch and put my glasses on today. Like, seriously. Yeah. You know how you always interchange them and you just never know what day do I wear my glasses, what day do I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you right now, I couldn't get off the call and not tell you and give you your roses. I'm sorry, Ben.
No, don't be sorry, man, because she is amazing. She has been a great partner with me and I appreciate you. I love her already. So I love you guys. Boom, let's go take a listing and we'll see you soon.